Hari Om and Suprabhatam and Shubha Sandhya, everyone. Welcome to this class, and we will have Srimati Shamalaji, who will be continuing the chanting of the first chapter. With that, over to you, Shamalaji. Thank you.
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Yam Brahma Varunindra Rudramarutaha Sunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakhramo Banishadaihi Gayanti yam samagaha Dhyanavastita manasa Pashyanti yam yoginaha Yasyantam na vidussura suraganaha Devaya tasmai namaha Devaya tasmai namaha Om Narayana paro vyaktate Andamavyakta sambhavam Andasyantatsvimi lokaha Sabdhatvipami chamedini Harihi Om Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha Atha Pratamodhyayaha Arjuna Vishada Yogaha Sanjaya Uvacha Eva Mukto Hrishikeshaha Gudakeshena Bharata Tenayorubhayormadhye Tapayitva Rathottamam Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitaam Uvacha Partha Pashyetan Samavetan Kuruniti Tatra Pashyastitan Parthaha Pitru Natha Pitamahan Acharyan Matulan Bhratrun Putran Pautran Sakhim Tatha Shvashuran Suhridaschaiva Senayorubhayorapi Tan Samikshya Kaunteyaha Sarvan Bandhunavastitan Kripaya Paraya Vishtaha Vishidan Nidamabravit Arjuna Uvacha Drishtve Swajanam Krishna Yuyutsam Samupastitam Sidanti Mama Gatrani Mukham Cha Parishushya Vepatuscha Sharire Me रोमहर्षश्च जायते गाण्डीवं स्रंसते हस्तात् त्वच्चैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नः राज्यं भोगस्तुखानि च तयिमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्याः पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुलाश्वशुराः पौत्राः श्यालाः सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान्न हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतुः किं नु मही कृते निहत्यदार्थराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्याज्जनार्दनः पापमेवाश्रये तस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृष्णम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत।
Om Hari Om.
हरि ओम।
Hari Om. Nice, madam. Very nice chanting, Shamla madam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Te Om Shanti
Namaskaram.
Shanti 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 Shanti.
Shanti Shanti Adharma.
I wanted to end with saying Shanti. Okay, that's the way to end all this. Normally the Mangala. Slokha. Very good. Let's start. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvighnan Kurumedyeva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Shadevavoginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurte Namaha Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankara Acharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shrutismriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashakata Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Guru Ratmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaja Dakshina Murte Namaha Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Sri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Buddhamaham Om. Let's all chant together. You have to chant the Prarthana shlokas also. Okay. Most of you are chanting, but please make sure you chant loudly in your place in mute mode. Let's chant Em Brahma. Em Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Sunvanti Nimyaistavaihi Vedai Sangha Padakramopanishadair Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Nabidusura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om Shri Krishnaya Paramatmane Namaha Atha Srimad Bhagavad Gita Dvitiyodhyayaha Sankhya Yogaha Om Narayana Parom Vyaktat Andamam Vyakta Sambhavam Andasyantastvime Lokaha Saptadvipacha Medini Om. So let's all chant Shloka number 13. We learned in the last class. Couple of more discussion points and then we'll continue. And from now on, we will be gathering pace. No? We'll do more shlokas and you will have to use the appendix which has been given at the end as we go through the shlokas, and you'll be able to get the concepts very nicely. Okay, let's all chant Shloka number 13 together, which you have learned in the last class. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Dehi Nosmin Yatha Dehe Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Praptihi Dhirastatra Namuhyati. Once again, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Dehi Nosmin Yatha Dehe Kaumaram Yauvanam Jara Tatha Dehantara Praptihi Dhirastatra Namuhyati. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So in the last class, we have seen two characteristics or nature. It's called Swarupa Lakshanam. That Atman which doesn't have any qualities or characteristics is being superimposed with a quality which is not available in Anatma. Are you getting the point? See, Atma is unobjectifiable, whereas Anatma is objectifiable. You have to start the same thought process I'm explaining to you. Otherwise, Atma Tattvam to grasp is not easy. So, our mind by default has been trained to think only via objects. Correct? If I give you something that cannot be objectified, that is not coming into the ken of your five sense organs and mind, your mind will reject it. Your intellect will refuse to accept it. So this method of what? Adhyaropa apavada. Somebody is non-mute. Coordinators, you have to be sharp. New people are coming on unmute mode. Okay, again, thank you. Okay.
Namaskaram, Guruji. You are muted, Guruji. You are.
Unmute, no? Okay.
Now it's fine.
Great. No, okay. So please make sure everybody by default is on mute mode and then you unmute. Okay, I cannot keep on repeating this. Thank you. Now, so we are talking about the fact that our mind is naturally trained to think of everything as objects. And what is Atma? In the last class we understood, ever the subject, never the object. The subject is the one that cognizes the object, So the Atma is ever the subject. In fact, when you understand something, when you know something, when you hear something, when you make sense of something, there are three entities involved. One is the agent. That means the entity subject who is trying to understand or know or hear or smell or whatever, right? The other is the known. And there is a means of knowledge. So the means of knowledge is called pramanam. The knower is called pramata. So there is a process of understanding that you employ for knowing something. And when finally you're trying to understand the subject itself, the person who is trying to understand is the person whom you're trying to know. So there what happens? So the pramata, the knower, the subject merges with the object here because there is no object. And so it's a very difficult task for the teacher to teach something that is ever a subject, never an object. You got the point, right? Are you able to understand? So the Triputi is not there, we say in Vedanta. Some other day in detail I'll tell you. Here finally the knower becomes the known. Whoever is trying to know is actually trying to know your own self. So that is a process that we are employing by putting some qualities on the Atma which has no qualities, because we only know items, entities in the world which have got qualities, objectifiable entities. And so after putting those qualities or superimposing those qualities in the Atma, which is not available in Anatma, please understand. So when you go to your first two shlokas, 12 and 13, go to your chart. We said that Atma Nityaha, Anatma Nityaha, right? Then second one, shloka number 13, what we discussed. You should all be able to put this in the chat, right? Atma Nirvikaraha, Anatma Savikaraha, right? Savikara means what? Change, ever-changing entity, correct? So you cannot find anywhere in the world an entity which is never changing. So you bring that quality of never changing and superimpose on Atma. The basic premise is that you are saying it is not available in Anatma. Once it is not available in Atma, you reject this as not Atma. Neti, neti. So far understood, right? You are clear. This is a methodology that we will be applying the next few shlokas. And each of them will give a different perspective, and you have to start and never ever think this Atma can be objectified. Don't think, no, that, okay, all this, is it like a light? It is like a lamp? Is it like something? No, it's like space. So that is the biggest challenge that a student faces when trying to learn this Atma Vidya. And that is why it is said, Atma Vidya is one Vidya which should never be learned indirectly, or sometimes people say, I got some knowledge in dream. This guru came in dream and taught me. Atma Vidya cannot be taught in dream. Atma Vidya cannot be taught through looking at lectures, seeing or hearing. You have to go to a guru directly and learn directly from a guru. Short of that, you attend live sessions and understand, because ultimately you have to clarify your understanding with the guru. Like our one of our senior participants wrote a wonderful write-up of the understanding. It was posted in the US coordinators group. I don't know whether you all had to look at it. Rajendran sir posted something. So unless you are able to digest that and express what you know and clarify, and it's a long process. This is the beginning. What you are is only scratching the surface. You will not get this knowledge. That's one point. Second, now this Atma Vidya is very different from other Vidyas. Please understand. There are Chaturdasha Vidya, I've told some time back. You all were attentive. 14 types of Vidya are there. Anybody can remember the sloka, you can put it. Angani Vedas Chatvari, Mimamsa Nyaya Vistaraha. All the sloka, you please remember. The 14 types of Vidyas are there. In that, this Atma Vidya is called the highest Vidya. I keep saying, you put the chat or whatever, I told in the meeting note, this is the highest knowledge. And Bhagavan is going to say later. What is he going to say? Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. What a beautiful shloka. Bhagavan is going to praise his Atma Vidya. It's called Adhyatma Vidya. Adhyatma means about your own self, about my own self. Self-knowledge is the highest knowledge. Though I don't like to use the word self-knowledge. The Atma Vidya that you gain is the highest knowledge even Bhagavan has told. And what does he say? Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate. The most purifying of all knowledge is this knowledge. And it is much higher than any other knowledge. Either you do from all your stotra, mantra, tirtha yatra, bhajana, whatever you do, that is all very good preparation. But this Atma Vidya is the highest knowledge. Mahavidya, no, you please follow the Slokha. Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. Okay, very good. Mahavidya. Okay, that's the understanding you can do. Now, what are the key things about this Atma Vidya? A few minutes and then you go further into all this discussion. Please see, you go to a guru normally for certain things. Some people go to guru and do Pada Puja to get some punyam. You go to some guru for some advice, some mantra diksha you get. And somebody goes to a Jyotish, also a guru, to get some incidental problems solved. See, all these are temporary solutions. And if you stick to this method of trying to solve your problem, you will have to be a frequent visitor to a guru. The greatness of this Atma Vidya is if you spend time, significant time, systematic study of Shastras through a Sampradaya with the guru, you know what happens? The guru totally enables you to get that knowledge and be free. That is the greatness of this Vidya. So, you get this knowledge and become free. After that also you go to the guru. But what? This time only to namaskaram and say, by your own grace, I have got this knowledge. Tamminah pita. You say, Prashna Upanishad. Namah paramanishibhyo, namah paramanishibhyaha. That indebtedness is what you express every time you go to the guru and do namaskaram and always be obedient to the guru. But there is no more doubt left. You don't need to go and know and again ask any questions. That is the greatness of this Vidya. That means you don't need to go on referring to the guru again and again. And that is this Sanatana Dharma where the knowledge frees you forever. Because that is doubtless knowledge. The important point. So it is not like some other knowledge where you can get, you see, somebody gives some diksha to drishti, through the sight, through touch, sparsham. All that won't work here. Even mantra is not. Here also you see, Bhagavan Krishna didn't touch Arjuna. Did he touch Arjuna? Did he say, you just look at me, you'll get jnanam? Did he say that? Sadhunam darshanam punyam is correct. You do darshanam, you get punyam. But sadhunam darshanam jnanam you won't get. Please understand. So even to Arjuna, Krishna Paramatma had to teach. And this is a method of teaching. And so these are called not lectures, but lessons. This is a class, not a upanyasam. So there's a difference between Purana, Bhagavad upanyasam and Bhagavad Gita class. So you understand the difference. Are you getting the point? The systematic study. You have to study systematically. It is not off the cuff. Once in a way you come, see, listen something and go away. Unless you systematically study for a significant period of time and clear all the doubts, then only this knowledge will finally settle down. And so, what is the great vision of our Sanatana Dharma? It is summarized in this particular Subhashita. It says that let first all the people on the wrong path come to the right path. Let people who are on the right path get peace of mind. Let people have peace of mind, get that supreme knowledge and become totally free. And those who get that knowledge and get the freedom, here freedom means what? Total freedom from all problems. Teach others and enable others also to become free. That is the vision of the great Sanatana Dharma. Durjana sajjano bhuyat. Sajjana shanti mapnuyat. Shanto muchcheta bandhebhyaha. Muktasya anyan vimochayet. Durjana sajjano bhuyat. Let wicked people come to the right path. This is a prayer. This is a prayer my Swamiji used to do in the ashram every day morning. All the ashramites stand. Lot of praise. One of the prayers he used to do. Durjana sajjano bhuya. Let all people in wrong direction become good. That is our Sanatana Dharma. We don't want to say that no, let them be wicked, let them go on doing punishment. Let them come to the right path. Let them come to the right path. Then what? After coming to the right path, sajjanaha. They become sajjanaha. From durjanaha, they become sajjanaha. Sajjanaha shanti mapnuya. Let them Get peace of mind. You don't have to be in the right path. Get peace of mind. Am I right or wrong? Right? All of us are looking for peace of mind. Balantrajan, correct? That elusive peace of mind. Okay. Then Shanto Mucheta Bandhebhyaha. Then what happens? Then you sit down, study Vedanta Shastra, Shravana, Manana, Nidhyasana, Sakshatkara, get that knowledge. Get rid of all your bondage. Become totally free mentally. Okay. Physical freedom is not possible. You're dependent on people, other people for other lot of support. Entire existence is only on dependency, but mentally you'll always be free. And then what happens? Once you attain the freedom, Yam Petra Inbam Perigayum Vaiyagam. Tirumala says like that. You get that knowledge and happiness and spread that happiness. And what did it say? Muktascha anyana vimochahe. Then you go and spread the knowledge to people and let them become free. This is the great vision of our Sanatana Dharma. And one exception to the way of learning. There is a way of learning from a guru. You all know, no? When you go to a guru, there are only 3 ways to get a knowledge. You all know this Slokha, no? What does it say? Guru Shushrushaya Vidya Pushkalena Dhanena Va Athava Vidyaya Vidya Chaturtham Nopalabhyate. What does it say? There are only 3 ways to get a knowledge. You have to go to a guru, serve the guru properly, physically. Guru Shushrushaya Vidya. You have to go and serve the guru and then get the knowledge. That is the traditional Patashala type of learning. You are not able to do it. Pushkalena Dhanena Va. Contribute to the wealth of the teacher, the organization, so that they can help spread the message to more people. So this Atma Vidya is always given free of cost. It is never ever charged. Generally, whoever charges Atma Vidya is the problem. But your own indebtedness to Guru has to be repaid in some way. So what you do? Pushkalena Dhanena Va. Then Athava Vidyaya Vidya. So either you try to contribute some way in the learning, or you learn that knowledge after 10, 15, 20 years and go and teach to others. Chaturtham Nopalabhyate. Don't take the 4th path. So try to do any of these 3. So only exception here is Arjuna. Did Arjuna do any of these 3 things? Did Arjuna do Guru Shushrushaya Vidya? Think about it. I'm making you think. Did you do any Shushrushya to Krishna Paramatma? Well, Krishna did Shushrushya to Arjuna. He is washing his horses, cleaning the chariot every day to check whether the wheel is proper. All that he was doing. Guru Shushrushaya Vidya. Then Pushkalena Dhanena Va. He earned lot of wealth there. Dhananjaya. Did he give money to Krishna? Illa Gudungliye. Athava Vidyaya Vidya. Did he teach anything to Krishna? No. Why did Bhagavan give that knowledge to Arjuna? Because he is beyond anything. He is his best friend and also is very, very close relative. You know what is the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna? Many of you should know Mahabharata, right? Meenakshi Madam, what is the relationship? So, not only that, brother-in-law, 𝐸𝐸𝐸𝐸, correct, very good. But, importantly, there is a story. Narasimha Avatara, if you know, when Narasimha Avatara ended, when Parameshwara actually finally made sure that, that Narasimha Avatara was ended, they separated into 2 entities as Nara and Narayana. Very good, Ken, correct. The Nara, Narayana or a number of other yugas only came back as Arjuna and Krishna. That's why one of the names of Arjuna is what? I told you 10 names of Arjuna. Anybody is 2 days enough to note down the 10 names? One of the 10 names, it is not there in the notes. That's why you attend classes. One of the 10 names of Arjuna is also Krishna. Okay. So they are not different from each other. So you understand that is, he is the only person who is an exception by not paying a fee and getting the knowledge. Others will have to do either of these 3 things. Okay, now continuing. So where are we now? You are trying to understand your true nature, in which we understood that Atma Nityaha, Anatma Anityaha, Atma Nirvikaraha, and Anatma Savikaraha. Now, the next sloka I'm going to teach you now is slightly different. It is going to say, fine, all this is fine. I'm not able to understand. I'm not able to, are you able to understand what this Atma is? Are you able to realize? Next minute, Aham Brahmasmi, are able to say? We are not able to say. So Bhagavan is going to say in the next couple of slokas, what are the qualifications that you need to get this knowledge? So this 15 slokas are like power-packed slokas, if you want to use the terminology. It is very intense, very power-packed. All concepts are built in. So shloka number 14. Who is going to know? Chant today, please come. I'll teach the shloka now. Okay. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha Agama Apayino Nityaha Tam Stitikshasva Bharata. Go ahead, Manu.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha Agama Apayino Nityaha Tam Stitikshasva Bharata.
Together. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Shitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha Agamapayino Nityaha Tam Sitikshasva Bharata. See, this particular shloka is going to tell who is an adhikari, who has the eligibility, who gets the eligibility to get Atmajnanam. Can everybody get Atmajnanam? Yes, provided you build certain qualities. In Vedanta, we say there are fourfold qualities that one has to get for getting Atmajnanam. See, I don't have time to go through all this Atma Bodha, Tatma Bodha, and Vedanta foundation course, because then Gita will not go forward. So whenever the opportunity comes, I'll give you the fundamental building blocks of Vedanta. So Bhagavad Gita is Vedanta. Please understand. Don't think Bhagavad Gita is different, Vedanta is different. Bhagavad Gita is Sakshat Vedanta. Vedanta is made simple for you through Bhagavad Gita. So for Vedanta or Bhagavad Gita knowledge, the ultimate knowledge Bhagavan is teaching us, one is expected to have four types of fourfold qualifications. It is called as Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampattihi. And what are they? Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka Sampattihi and Mumukshutvam. What is that? Viveka means what? Ability to understand and discern what is real, what is unreal, what is eternal, what is non-eternal. The mind should start thinking, because by default, we are not even thinking in the direction. We say in Tamil, Kandade Gachi, Kondade Kolam. And again, whatever we see, we accept it as thing, right, and keep on running behind things. So, the ability to have vivekam, to understand the difference, what is right, what is wrong, and train the mind. So, when you see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, touch something, is it eternal, not eternal, real, unreal? That thought should always be in the mind. That is called Viveka Shakti, discriminative power, right? Then Vairagyam. What is Vairagyam? Viragasya bhavaha Vairagyam. That means what? Certain amount of detachment from enjoying too much of pleasure. Because in our life, we tend to work, earn for comforts and pleasures. It's not, I'm not saying you should not enjoy comforts and pleasures. Your ability to live without comfort when it comes to it. Suppose electricity goes in Chennai, you are there, right? You're all used to air conditioning. Nah, suddenly power goes away again. Peak summer. Whether you want it or not, like it or not, you have to accept it, right? The ability to accept things when things are not comfortable. Vairagyam. More and more you will remove your attachment to things, better you will be. So that is called important quality you need to acquire. Vairagyam. Samadhi Shatka Sampattihi. Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, we say 6 qualities. I don't have time for all these things. This Titiksha is very important. Write down. Because Titiksha is what Bhagavan is going to talk about in this sloka. All this lecture is to get your attention to this point. Or 6 qualities. Somebody write in the chat box. So 6 different qualities within the third quality. Okay. Samadhi Shatka. Shatka means a set of 6. Okay. Sampattihi and Mumukshutvam. The deep down desire. What? To get rid of samsara chakram. If it is not there, all these is useless. So these are the qualities that is systematized. Acharya Shankara says, and all the Vedanta teachers are emphasizing should have. In that one aspect called Titiksha. Where is Titiksha in this particular shloka? Tam titikshasva, tam titikshasva bharata. Very good. Last padam it is there. That's the reason I have to bring this concept of sadhana chatushtaya sampattihi. Write down. Later you can go and study. Sadhana chatushtaya sampattihi one should aim to get. Now, what is this particular shloka? I told who is the adhikari, who is eligible to get Atma Jnanam. Bhagavan says, hey Arjuna, see, whenever the sense organs, that means what? What are sense organs? Organs of knowledge. What are they? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, no? Your smell and your touch. All the sense organs, when they come in touch with sense objects, that means what? Eyes are seeing something, ears are hearing something, correct? Nose is smelling something. Whenever they come in contact, this is called sense organ, it's called sense object. For example, this is an object for the eye. Eye is sense organ, pen is an object, right? Similarly, pen is an object, this is a feeling, the touch, the skin is a sense organ which gets a feeling, right? Touch. So whenever there's a contact, right? Are you able to understand? There is a contact between the object and the sense organ. Are you getting this point? We are running in the world. We really don't understand how mind start cognizing things. See, for a person who is blind, the entire drishta prapancha is gone. The world of form, color, shape is totally gone. Yes or no? For a person who is deaf, the shabda prapancha is gone. Correct? So similarly, anything that happens in the world, our interaction in the world happens through sense organs and sense objects. Whenever they come in contact, is everything pleasurable always? You know, Srimati Rajaraman, everything is pleasurable. Whenever you see somebody, are you always happy? We say, no, some people bring happiness wherever they go. Some other people bring happiness whenever they go. We want them to escape from that place. We don't want them in front of you, right? So some people you don't want to see, they'll come in front of you. Something you don't want to hear, especially in our thought process, right? They are saying this, complaining about me, they didn't understand me properly. Especially we say, no, after 40 years of marriage, you still have not understood. So you have to hear. And so what happens? Things that are not pleasurable, you have to hear. Not pleasurable, you have to touch sometimes, right? Especially in cooking. We try our level best not to touch something hot. Correct? Sometimes we burn the hand, correct? So similarly, things happen that are not expected to happen, and they happen through the contact of sense organs, sense objects. Bhagavan, you know detail, he's going to such level of detail. He says when this happens, when sense organs and sense objects get in contact with each other, they always give rise to pair of opposites. It can never be one way. It can never be my way or highway. It will be always pair of opposites. So the first quality that you need to build for getting Atma Jnanam is not get frustrated when things don't happen the way you expect them to happen. Ability to bear the opposite result. Ability to absorb things when things don't go your way. That is called titiksha. Forbearance. Right? That's not endurance. Sorry. No, it's the right word. It's called forbearance. Forbearance is different from endurance. Endurance is more capability. You can, anybody beats you hard, then you can bear. That is not you're talking about. Forbearance is a quality of the mind. Follow what I'm saying. Forbearance, quality of mind. Endurance is different. It can be out of the physical strength, other things. Forbearance. That means what? If things happen that you are not expecting, can your mind be the same state? We say, no, from what to so what, right? Immediately mind, when the pressure, we say, what? This happened? What this person told about me? From there, so what? This also will go away. The sooner you come from what to so what, you're able to bear, forbearance. So Bhagavan is saying, if you're able to treat this pair of opposites equanimously, and what is that? Because they will come and go. See, they are not something that are going to be permanent. Is any thought, action, or seeing, sight, anything, are they permanent? You please go back in your life. So each one maybe 30, 40, 25, 50, right? You go through all the experiences. Have they been constant? Not again. Have they not been changing? If you look at situations maybe 2 years, 3 years back, you can say, why did I get so agitated by that happening? Why did I get so depressed, disappointed, into different kind of mood? Because wisdom is always right in hindsight. They say, no, wisdom is correct in hindsight, but not when things happen. So Vedanta says that be prepared, because the world you will get more the opposite than what you want. So unless, why? Because if you get too much agitated with things happening around you, your mind will not get calmness. And mind is not calm, it cannot grasp this knowledge. Are you getting the point? Your mind is, because tell me how much percentage happens as per your expectations in the world. Just mathematical. Badrinarayan, tell me. How much percentage you think that you are expecting will happen? Any aspect. 10%. Arvind is always 30, 40%. 10%. Somebody is zero. Vijay is either like zero. Look at the variation. At least I'm happy. Nobody is saying more than 50%, right? That means what? Like we say, no, 50% Mamta Patil is saying, very good, that's bad. She's not putting more than 50 because I told them. Okay. Sukham swapnepi durlabham. Swamiji used to say, even in dream you won't get good things. So Ramesh Venkatesan is right, 20%. That means what? 80% of things happening in the world are not according to expectations. Right or no? Right or wrong? Correct? So then what happens? If you are going to react to each and every of the 80% situations, happenings, words, sight, smell, taste, everything, you will be busy only managing. This opposite thing is happening. So Bhagavan is saying, build the ability to have forbearance. I'm not saying you accept it the way it is. You say it will also go away one day. You don't need to take it as truth, because Parama Satyam is very different from all these things. First of all, you understand all this is the Maya Prapancha. You will understand slowly. This is a drama. In that drama, there is another drama that is happening within you. All this, upset, depression, thoughts, problem and all. The more you are able to get away from getting into different depression or thought process or agitation, the more your mind is calm. One thing you understand, what is constantly the thought that is in you is your nature, yourself. Are you getting the point? See, you cannot say that I am a very short-tempered guy and I am agitated, but I also am a calm person. It's not possible. Your ability to withstand all this and be calm always will become a habit over a period of time, and you build this quality. And what is it about habit? If you remove H, the bit remains. If you remove H and A, bit remains. If you remove HAB, it remains. So, it is very difficult to change your swabhava, but you have to start the process somewhere. If you have to get Atma Jnanam, this quality is very important. So Bhagavan is saying, these are not permanent things that are happening in the impermanent world. World itself is impermanent. In this impermanent world, even deeper impermanent things are happening. Why are you getting attached? Why is Bhagavan saying this? See, this incidence of you fighting with Bhishma and Drona is an incidental problem. But this incidental problem is arising from what? Permanent problem you have of avidya. That is a different thing. So whatever happens incidentally, don't pay too much importance. That is when you will get prepared for jnanam. So, hey Arjuna, sense organs and running meaning of sense organs and sense objects, which cause, he uses the word, cold and heat. To say pair of opposites. Okay. If you touch, you will get cold or heat. Correct? If you touch ice, it will be cold. If you touch fire, it will be heat. Pleasure and pain. Correct? Things that are pleasurable, things that are painful. So you see something like a beautiful 7 wonders of the world, you are pleasurable. We see people dying in a war or a famine or a flood or a cyclone, it is painful. Yes or no? Right? Pleasure and pain keep coming to your sense organs, whether you want it or not, like it or not, believe it or not. So, first thing you please understand is, they are ayaram, gayaram. They are subject to arrival and departure. If you give them permanence and say, oh, this person has told this. This person has told about me like this. So am I like this? Am I such a person? Many people start getting into this kind of thought process, right? This person told, Again, you go on thinking about it and trying to say, why did the person tell me I'm like this? And unnecessarily going to the wrong direction, and you spoil your time, effort, everything. So they will come. They first of all know. That's why they know your true nature. It comes back to that. So they are impermanent. So Bhagavan is saying things that happen in the world are impermanent. Don't give it permanence. Okay. Now Padavibhaga. Matra sparshaha tu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkhanaha. One word. Agama payinaha. One word. Anityaha tam titikshasva bharata. So tan, this tam becomes tan titikshasva bharata. What the Padavibhaga Anvaya now? Hey Kaunteya, hey Arjuna. Matra sparshaha. Matra means sense organs. Sparshaha means objects. Shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandham, we say. Write down this. The objects are classified in Sanskrit as Shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandham. What is Shabdam? Sound. Sparsham, object that you touch. Rupam, the form you see. Okay. Rasam, taste. Gandham, smell. Technically standard way of studying Vedanta. So, Vedanta one you should know. Shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandham. So, these are 5 types of sense objects. And what are the organs? Shabdat, for Shabdam, what is the sense organ that cognizes the sound? Ear. Shrotram. Correct? Like that. So, for we make a table, go homework you do. Okay. Shabda sparsha. So the reason I'm saying is sparshaha. Bhagavan uses sparshaha. That means what? Etc. Like the objects of touch. Objects which can be understood by touching. Can you understand sound by touching it? First of all, can sound be touched? See, look at the beauty. These 5 sense organs are independent by themselves. What the eyes reveal, the nose cannot reveal. Correct? Do you think about it, Sundarama? Bhagavan's creation is so beautiful. These 5 sense organs cognize each and every thing in the world independently. What the ears can tell you, can the eyes tell you? Suppose somebody scolds you. I'll use the famous epithet. Can the eyes make out? He'll be smiling but scolding you. Suppose you are deaf. Can you know he's scolding you? Use the ears, correct? Similarly, each one is independent. Look at the mind. It is able to cognize everything together and make a picture and then make you react, correct? So that is why mind is the final controller. How much of information there you see now? So Bhagavan is saying sparshaha means like the objects of touch, etc. That is the meaning here. So sense objects, that is how the word sense objects comes from sparshaha. Matra here means not your matra. Matra means the one agent that is cognizing the sense object. Sense organ. So sense organs and sense objects, the pair. Matra sparshaha tu. But you know what, Arjuna? Shitoshna sukha dukkhadaha. Shita means what? Heat. Cold. Then Ushnam means what? Heat. Sukham means what? Happiness. Dukkham means unhappiness. Pair of opposites. Shita, Ushna means what? Cold and heat. Sukham, Dukkham. Pair of opposites, right? Finally, that happens to you. And what is their nature? Whenever the sense organs come in touch with sense object, they cause the pair of opposites. And they are subject to arrival and departure. Agama payinaha. Agama means coming. Apayana means go away. So agama payinaha means what? Subject to arrival and departure. And second quality is anityaha. 2 things you write down. The entire, what is happening to, how should you interact in the world? What should be the governing principles for your interaction in the world? Everything is incidental. They come and go. Subject to arrival and departure. And even if they depart, some people think, sir, our Dura Peter, sir, he's gone away from my place, but what he told is still etched in my mind. You say that, right? Hello, no, this person will come in front of you, say something and go away. He may have gone 1,000 miles away. America, whatever. That person, when he came here, he told all these things. What to do? He'll keep on harping on that. Please understand, even One quality is they come and go. Second is they are anityaha, impermanent. These two should be continuously like a Rama Japam in the mind, auto suggestion you should give. Because more and more you pay importance to things around you and things happening, especially the wrong things happening around you, you'll go into more and more mess and abyss. So Bhagavan is a wonderful example that you have to know how to manage the pair of opposites. So two things. What are the two things? Agama payinaha, subject to arrival and departure, to anityaha, write down, they're impermanent. Hey Arjuna, hey Bharata, transient, correct, very good. So, and hey Bharata, hey Arjuna, tan titikshasva, endure, you endure. On them, all this you learn how to endure, forbearance. Learn to have the forbearance for all these things. Then only what? That means what? It doesn't mean that you accept what they're saying, don't react. So what are the principles you're getting from here? See, first of all, you have to be calm in mind, correct? First point. Second, write down all these things. First is, I need mental calmness. If I need mental calmness, I should work. Can somebody come and give mental calmness? Please tell me, can anybody give you mental calmness? Ravi engineer, hey, yaradu manashanti kodtara, ashanti kodtare, shanti kodadilla yaro, right? So you have to work for your mental calmness. Shanti, shanti, shanti. You say no. So we have to work. So now, first point. Second point. In the world, how many things are controllable? How many are uncontrollable? Most things are uncontrollable. Correct? Am I right or wrong? And what is the golden rule in management? Things that are uncontrollable, don't bother. Try to bother about things that are under your control. So the second point is, you try not to manage things that are not under control. You don't try to react to situations. You cannot make people act, speak, do the way you want them to do, but you can change the way you react. So somebody says something to you. Either you can get angry, vicious, whatever, I will take back on him or her, or you say, this is not important for me, I am in the path of Atma Jnana. Okay, fine. His Ajnana is saying, leave it, go. Don't hold it in the mind. Correct, G.V. Kumar, correct. So the more you are, you try to blow it away. Okay, Sonana, okay, fine. Because the more you start stretching it, becomes like a rubber band, no, elastic. Elastic also has got a limit. It will snap. Some point will snap, right? So learn the art of reaction. Please understand. Life, biggest lesson of life is art of reaction, not of action. How you react determines your calmness of mind. How you act increases your purity. That is fine. But how you less disturbance will happen the way you react. So try not to react to things that are not favorable to you. Chalo, chalega, right? And you do. And third point, you please understand, nobody can be changed. If you think anybody can be changed, people who are with Dampati for 40 years, try panni paaruங்க. Tell me, every day morning will say, I told you to change, have you changed? Same thing, husband will tell wife will tell, correct? Similarly, son and father. I told you this, you are not following. So please understand, it is very, very not one. G.V. Kumar is saying not one bit. Very good. See, enjoy Vedanta. Vedanta is not very serious. It is all common sense, the most uncommon thing. Please understand. So, see, what is the message in Vedas and the Dharma? You keep telling the right things. When people become aware that it is important for them, that they have to change, earnest desire to change should come in the individual, then only they'll change. So if anybody thinks because of that person's advice, this will change, that is also 50% okay, but the remaining 50% has to come from the individual. So don't think and change something. Situation cannot be changed. So try to change your reaction to situations and happenings. So basically, what is the situation now for Arjuna? I have to kill, correct? Arjuna's thing is, I have to kill. At the same time, I should not get into depression, because what happens if he kills Drona and Bhishma, he's going to get depression. Understand? Situation has come that is not favorable to Arjuna. Please understand. This is very, very connected with this situation. Bhagavan is not telling something we say, no? Some reel we say, no? Not something he's saying. Situation is such that is the happening that is happening in front of Arjuna something pleasurable to him? Please tell me. Please think. What Arjuna is up to now, is it pleasurable to him? So Bhagavan is teaching the art to Arjuna that even though non-pleasurable things are happening, learn how to handle them. So what will be the guiding principle for things that are not pleasurable? Next point. When things are not pleasurable to you, what should be the guiding principle? Dharma should be the guiding principle. Please note down, very, very important. In the world, your only guidebook is Dharma, not people's behavior, not people's reaction, not people's actions, not people's thought process, whatever. Dharma, later Bhagavan is going to expand this beautifully. Gita is all about sadhanas, various learnings you have to get. Dharma will be the guiding principle for you for anything and everything. So you measure everything that people do by Dharma. And if you know Dharma, that is why he said Dharma, Shastram, Jnana is very important. You are getting the Gita. You say, some elemental knowledge is required. So where is Arjuna failing? He has not applied Vishesha Dharmam properly. So he is not able to accept situation where it is seemingly painful. Painful or not? Anybody wants a painful job? Killing your own Guru and Pitamaha? That particular thing that is not happening as per expectations, you should know how to manage. And how can you go back? Go back to Dharma. Later Bhagavan is going to say, where 17th chapter, 16th chapter, Tasmat Shastram Pramanante Karya Karyam Vyavasthito Jnatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartumiharhasi. Right? Let Shastras, Dharma be your guiding principle for anything that you do. You stick to Dharma, forget about reactions in the world. Even Dharma tells you. And Dharma and Veda talks about three things. They talk about karma, guna and bhavana. It is not only the karma, but guna and bhavana is important. So, learn to accept and don't need to react. Dharma. Okay, so summary is, change our own attitude rather than trying to change the world. And importantly, last point, most difficult, I want to tell you something. You will say, sir, I cannot do it, sir, but anyway, try it. Try to use intellect more and emotions less. Try to act from the point of intellect, jnanam, which is better to dharmam and shastram, rather than getting emotional about it. Are you getting the point? Easy or difficult? Nah. Balas Natarajan Badrinath, difficult, difficult, correct. So that is why Vedanti is called as Vibhashi. My Parama Guru has wonderfully written all these articles. That means what? In the mind, the person is intellectual, not affected by anything. The Jnanam and Dharmam will make the person totally unattached to things, but seemingly the person will have a lot of the emotional connect. Nah, you are the best, all that they will be doing. But the mind will not swerve from Dharma and Jnana. So that if you start getting that way, how to understand, how to work in the world, you are the best person, will be always happy. Because nothing will go inside. Everything, as we say, when you play a game, leave it in the field and come back. Whatever you do, you leave it there and get back to your own self. So basically, in net, what we are saying, I'll tell you, put everything together. I'll coin one term for you and we'll go to the next sloka. What is it? Past is history. Future is mystery. Present is gift of God. Present, birthday present you get, right? The present time, this minute, this second is gift of God. Learn to enjoy it and be in the present. Don't go back to history and say that happened, this happened. Can you change when the people invaded India? When the first war of independence happened? You cannot change history, right? Similarly, what happened in your life, you cannot change. So don't go on trying to harp on it and get depressed and problems. Future is mystery. Don't have anxiety for future. Things will happen. You do things correctly now, future will be better. So, can somebody put this golden statement? Past is history, future is mystery, present is gift of God. That is gift. It's a great gift. You don't enjoy the gift. When somebody gives birthday present, you are enjoying. But present time itself is gift of God, which you are totally, you are never in the present. I'm telling you, 99% you are not efficient because you are either in the past or future. You learn to be in the present. Everything is impermanent. Here and now is what you should focus on. Got the point? So, Anvaya. Hey Kaunte, hey Arjuna, Matra Sparshaha to sense objects, sense organs, sense objects. Shitoshta Sukha Dukha Daha, which cause cold, heat, pleasure, and pain, Agama apayinaha. Agama apayinaha. Subject to arrival and departure. Anityaha. They are impermanent here. Arjuna, titikshasvat. Learn to have forbearance. Mental endurance is called forbearance. So the prayer to God is, I'll tell you, last thing I'll give you one small prayer. Prayer in English. You can also say in your Hindi, Marathi, Telugu, Kannada. Don't ask God that this should happen, that should not have happened, this must happen. Don't pray to God that way. Only prayer to God, you know what you should do? Give me the strength to be in the present and accept the pair of opposites. That is the greatest. Give me the strength to have forbearance. Because your karma will come back to you, whatever you have done. Only thing God can give you is the strength to have forbearance. So with that, let's go to the next shloka, shloka number 15. Come, madam. Shri Bhagavanuvacha yam hi navyathayantiyete purusham purusharashabha samadukha sukham dhiram somritatvaya kalpate.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha yam hina vyatayantiyete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dukkam dhiram somritatvaya kalpate.
Together. Shri Bhagavanuvacha yam hi navyathayantiyete purusham purusharashabha samadukha sukham dhiram somritatvaya kalpate. So same thing put in a different way. Bhagavan is giving one more addition here. This is actually a pair of shlokas. The previous shloka should be connected to this shloka. So Bhagavan is saying, hey Arjuna, what I told in the previous shloka, that person whom these sense organs and objects do not disturb. That means what? Neither your sense organs nor the object should disturb you from this path of Atmajnanam. The path that you have taken to get Atmajnanam, which is what? Getting the quality sadhana chatushthampati, studying Vedanta Shastra, you are already on a spiritual path. So for a spiritual aspirant, the worldly happenings should not be very important. You should continue to be in the world. Do everything. But that's all. Keep it there and keep moving. So for a person who has built this quality where the external environment won't disturb that person, who is the same, who is equanimous in pleasure and pain, pain and pleasure, and who has got this jnanam, understanding, what we just now discussed, all the 5 or 6 different tips and tools I gave you, the wisdom that you get, how to interact. That means what? It is all about vyavaharika dharma, how to interact in the world such that the worldly happenings don't affect you. Am I right or wrong? Are we getting upset by worldly happenings or not? Correct or not? Two things upset us, don't upset us. Yes, at least one person says yes. Okay, Lalita, everybody is saying yes, no? Only worldly happenings affect us. How not to get affected? Bhagavan is giving the tips and tools. That doesn't mean you become like a stone. See, for people you show empathy, sympathy, all that you do. At the back, you know, all this is drama. Very difficult, but start practicing it. So only such a person who is wise, what is capability, becomes fit for what? Immortality. That jnanam, immortal is jnanam. If you want to get the jnanam or immortality, you have to build this quality of not getting unnecessarily perturbed in this world. Too much of disturbance will have problem. That's what Bhagavan is saying. Now look at the Padavibhaga Anvaya. Yam hi na vyathayantyete. It is nakaram only, not naha. Naha is different, na is different Sanskrit. Na vyathayantyete. Vyathayanti yete. Flip the word. Na vyathayanti vyathayanti. Vyathayanti yete. Okay. Purusham purusharshabha. Samadukha sukham. One word. Dhiram. Saha amritatvaya kalpate. That word dhiraha has come somewhere else. Takkan mind bono. Dhirastatrana muhyati. Where did it come? Same dhiram is being brought here. The dhira, kasti dhiraha. Dhiraha is very important in Vedanta. Very 213. Very good. I'm very happy people are very studious. See, you should immediately, Gita should be in the mind. I keep saying Gita should be in DNA. Dhira vanda takkan dhira vanda mind lo varano. Okay, now Anvaya. Hey Purusharshabha, hey Arjuna, Saha Purusham Yam. Yam is the first word. Saha Purusham Yam. That person, Yam, whom, all Karmani Prayogam. Yam, Ete. Ete means what? These. Where did these come from? Previous Slokha. What are they? Matra Sparshaha. Supply. Ete Matra Sparshaha. That's how you study the Gita. Okay. Ete. These sense organs and objects. What do na vyathayanti? Do not disturb. You go to a hotel, no? 𝐈𝐦𝐻𝐸. You go to some other city, go to a hotel, you put outside, do not disturb me. There's a board you put. I think nowadays digital, you press a button, then do not disturb will come on outside. Correct? Am I right or wrong? You are able to put do not disturb on the door of your room. Put do not disturb at the door of your mind. See, huge difference between putting do not disturb outside, do not disturb inside. So learn the art of putting do not disturb in your mind. That means what? You have to do it yourself. There other people won't disturb you. Here you have to learn how not to get disturbed, because other people will disturb you. Your mind cannot be controlled by other people. I'm repeating again and again. Your door you can control, gate you can control, everything, but mind you have to control. So Bhagavan D and D, correct? D and D na do not disturb. Board potukonga. Okay. So Bhagavan is saying, do not disturb. Na vyathayanti. Etena vyathayanti. Matra sparshaha. What are these qualities? Shitosha sukha dukkadaha. Agama payinaha. Agama payinaha. Anityaha. All this. Do not disturb me. And so what does person do? Sama dukkha sukham. Whether things are pleasurable or painful, they are taken equanimously. When something happens, you got $1 billion, dump. Somebody got a huge lottery in US, old person, maybe he got heart attack and died. So too much of happiness also is a problem. Too much of depression also is a problem. Sama dukkha sukham. That shanti is a beautiful word in Sanskrit. No? Shantama irukku. That is what Bhagavan is saying. Sama dukkha sukham. That person, dhiram, and who is wise. The knowledge should be there. That means what? It is not enough to understand Atma Nitya, Anatma Nityaha, Atma Nirvikaraha, Anatma Savikaraha. That is first the intellectual approach. For that to register in the mind, you need a calm mind, which can get away from pair of opposites and be always equanimous and calm. If you get that, you are a dhiraha. Dhira means a wise person who's got this forbearance. He alone kalpate amrtatvaya. Kalpate becomes fit for, becomes eligible for amrtatvaya, for immortality. Amrtatvaya, for immortality. For what? Atmajna. What is immortality? Tamevam vidwan amrtaha iha bhavati. Vidwan amrtaha. Write down that word. Veda mantram. Vidwaneva amrtaha bhavati. Only by jnanam you can become amrtaha, not by anything else. You cannot go and get amrtaha from the devas and drink and become amrta. Even the devas are not permanent. Please understand. Only by jnanam you can get amrtatvam. So Bhagavan is saying, while I told you the two key concepts of your own true nature, what are the two key concepts? You are nityaha, not atma means you. You are nityaha. I am eternal. I am not subject to change. When I am not subject to change, my mind also should not be subject to change. Are you getting the point? My true nature is Atman, not subject to change. But learn not to get too much buried in your mind. Then you become fit for immortality. Next sloka. Very important. We'll study this. 5 minutes more will take. Sri Bhagavanu vacha nasato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sataha ubhayorapi drishtontaha vanayos tattvadarshibhihi. Go ahead, madam, quickly. Yeah.
Sri Bhagavanu vacha nasato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sataha ubhayorapi drishtontaha vanayos tattvadarshibhihi.
Very nice. Together, all of us. Okay. Sri Bhagavanu vacha. Okay. Sri Bhagavanu vacha. Can you write? Focus. Sri Bhagavanu vacha na sato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sataha ubhayorapi drishtontaha tvanayos tattvadarshivih. First important announcement for this shloka. You know what is the most important announcement of this shloka? This is one shloka which summarizes one Upanishad. There is an Upanishad called Mandukya Upanishad. Write down. I told what is Bhagavad Gita? Is the essence of all Upanishads, right? I keep saying, right? Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopal nandanaha, right? So Bhagavan picks up exactly may not be the same mantra that comes in the Mandukya Upanishad mantra, but Mandukya is summarized here. And that is why, and very small, 13 mantras only, very, very small, but very deep. And that's why Gaudapada said in Karika, 4 different chapters are there for Mandukya, Karika, and Acharya Bhashya. And this shloka is the essence of entire Vedanta. In fact, if you want me to pick up one shloka from all these 15 shlokas, I'll always pick this shloka. Na sato vidyate bhavaha, na bhavo vidyate sataha, ubhayorapi drishtontas tvanayos tattvadarshivih. Keep on chanting this in the mind by all day. What does it mean? When I say the meaning straight away, you'll have a bit of a shock, so please observe carefully. There is no existence for the unreal. The unreal entities can have no existence. And there is no non-existence for the real. Okay, what is non-real? What is real? What is existence? What is non-existence? So a matrix should not creating 2 by 2 matrix. Existence, non-existence, real, unreal. The typical analytical methodology, right? And so 2 laws Bhagavan has put. What are the 2 laws? One law is there is no existence for the unreal. The unreal can never have existence. And there is no non-existence for the real. He doesn't say there is a permanent existence for real. Instead of that, he's saying there is no non-existence. Once again, neti concept is being brought. That means what? There is no non-existence. Are you able to understand what he's saying? Okay, we'll go in detail. Okay, then. Now, whoever knows the truth of both these, both have to be known, about the real and the unreal. And these are seen by the seers of reality. Who know reality only will know that there is no existence for the real and there is no non-existence for the unreal. So, Bhagavan is bringing the concept of Atma Satyaha, Anatma Mithya. Very important, most complex, most difficult to understand in Vedanta. Atma is Satyaha, ever existent, only truth, only reality. Anatma, that which is not Atma, the material world, including your thoughts, feelings. Everything is Anatma. They are Mithya. Mithya means what? For transaction, we say seemingly real. When you come to Vedanta, PhD, it is unreal only. Totally unreal only. So when you understand that, then only you become a seer. Seer is also seer na SCR. Seer means what? Person who is able to see the reality is called a seer. So what is Bhagavan trying to say? He talked about Atma and Anatma. Go back to Slokha number 12 and 13. Go back to 12 and 13. No, don't try to say wrong things. Please follow my lessons correctly. Talked about Atma and Anatma. Digdrisha Viveka is a method to know. So don't bring that here. Okay, you should know what to apply where. So Atma and Anatma is what Bhagavan is talking. Atma is the principle that is ever existent and it can have no non-existence. That means what? Atma Tattvam, your true nature, Brahma Tattvam, Brahmaiva Satyam, that entity will always be existent. It cannot have any non-existence. Then, what are the other aspect of the world? Anatma, the universe, right? Cosmos. Anatma actually has got no existence. What are we saying here? Anatma has no existence, but it is seemingly existent. How? It has got what is called as borrowed existence. Right now, next postulate. See, when I talk about this entities, Atma and Anatma, I'll finish in 2 minutes. That you get some concept, we'll continue next class. This Atma and Anatma, okay. This entity has got what? Nama, Rupa and Guna. Write down. It's got name, form and quality. What is the quality? It is blue, it is red, all those things you know. But you know, when we say that this pen exists, the pen, P-N, is Nama, Rupa, Guna. Existence that you add to the pen is not the quality of the pen. Be very surprised. The existence of this pen is borrowed from Brahman or Atman. So the existence, Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. We say, no? So that asti, isness, existence is not its own nature. Only Nama, Rupa, Guna is the nature. No, Swabhava, we say, of any any matter principle is not Atman, Anatma Tattvam. So this is why, that's why we call seemingly existent. Because the moment you get Vedanta Jnanam, you know, you're able to separate existence from this entity. Are you able to get some clue? For science and people are objectified, objects exist by default, right? That is why we say the ability to separate real and non-real. Bhagavan told, separation of real and non-real. What is permanent, what is impermanent? Now, simple example I'll give you and leave you with this thought. You think till next Thursday and come back. Now, this particular thing which is called pen, which I called as Nama, Rupa, Guna, right? Please write down what I'm saying. Let's write down what I'm saying in same form. Nama, Rupa, Guna. Okay. Now, when I break it, does it become does it continue to remain a pen? Follow my lesson systematically, right? Now, it does not remain a pen, but it continues to exist. So if existence was a quality or nature of pen, when the pen was broken, the broken entity which is called a stick should not have existed. Can you think? Are you able to think what I'm saying? That means you have to take this and keep on till next Thursday. Don't you understand? Are you getting the point what I'm saying? Can somebody write what I'm saying in the chat box so that you can go back and think? See, we say, if somebody says existence is part of, bit confusing, Lakshmiji, okay, think properly. Existence, we say, is by default. If you think existence default of pen, if you associate existence with pen, what is pen? Name, form, quality, Nama, Rupa, Guna. Okay. Now, when the term Nama, Rupa, Guna, pen is broken, does it remain pen? I make it body. Let me make it easier also. I crush it and make powder. Plastic powder I get. Does the plastic powder exist or not? The same pen now exists as plastic powder. The Nama, Rupa, Guna was making you feel it was pen. Now it is a powder. Nama, Rupa, Guna is powder. Nama, Rupa, Guna has undergone change, but existence has not changed. Name, form, quality will change, but existence will not change. So what is the theory or corollary? If existence was an inherent quality of Nama, Rupa, Guna, when Nama, Rupa, Guna undergo change, existence would have also gone away or changed. Correct? Existence never changes. Existence, why it never changes? Because it is not a quality of the Anatma or the matter principle. Are you getting the point? Are you getting some glimpse? So we say in our Vedanta, every entity has got five aspects. Asti bhati priyam nama. Asti bhati priyam nama rupatmaka panchakam. There are 5 things that are there in every entity. This is all Vedanta, method of analysis. We see something, use it, running without thinking. Asti bhati priyam nama rupam. So the first three is called asti, bhati, priyam. Asti means existence. Bhati, cognizance. It makes you cognize it. Priyam, it is pleasurable. There is a pleasure that is there from entities. Seemingly. Nama, rupam, name and form. Add guna also. So asti, bhati, priyam, nama, rupa, chet, asya panchakam. And the shloka says, adhyatrayam brahma rupam. Jagadrupam tatodvayam. The first three qualities belong to Brahman or Atman. Satchidananda Swarupam. Nama Rupa, add guna also, only belongs to the matter principle. So what happens? The matter principle has no existence. So go back to Slokha. Na sato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate sataha. The unreal matter can have no existence of its own. It has got only borrowed existence. When this becomes a powder, becomes gas, you burn, the entire world dissolves also, goes into non-existence. Atma Tattvam remains. It cannot go into destruction. So the real Brahma Tattvam can have no non-existence. When the nature of Atman is existence, how can you attach non-existence to an entity that has got always existence? So, Bhagavan is saying the entire summary of Upanishad, especially Mandukya Upanishad. What is he saying? The unreal can have no existence. The real can have no non-existence. Who know these two principles very clearly? They are called the seers. Na sato vidyate bhavaha na bhavo vidyate ubhayoho api. Who know these both? Not knowing only one half. Drishtontaha to anayaha tattvadarshibhihi. You know this entire truth about permanently existent thing that is Atma Tattvam and impermanent thing is Anatma Tattvam. They are the real wise people. Is known only by the wise people. You understand? Got a glimpse of this? Confusing enough to confuse you for 5 days, correct? That is Vedanta. Vedanta Marga is you have to. I'm saying it doesn't require any brilliant IIT, JEE, GRL and the. You have to think the way you are being taught. That's why I say don't come from external knowledge, some video, something you see, something you put, all that is nonsense. Just throw it away. Follow the Vedanta pristine, pure way my Guruji and Brahma Guru have taught. Then only you understand Vedanta. This is a way to think and analyze. Go back, think, come back with questions if you got. But unless you start getting these concepts deeply embedded, the next level of truth and ultimately Atma Jnanam will not be able to understand. Let's all chant together once before we leave the class. Shloka number 16. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Na sato vidyate bhavaha Na bhavo vidyate sataha Ubhayorapi drishtontaha Vanayos tattvadharshibhihi Om Shanti Shantihi Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Tatsate Krishna 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 Shvamasto Samasta Sanmangalani Bhamsatyayata. So, one thing you can try and do, start learning this shloka by heart. Janaki Mami, Nasato Vidyate Bhava by heart Panunga. Next class, next class, okay? We'll leave with this thought and we'll get back next Thursday morning, 7:30 AM India time, which will be what, 10 PM East Coast. Right? So, one day you think in the day, another time you think in the night, day and night. Mahapariva, I'll give you something, you know this today. My Paramaguru, Sri Satchidananda Saraswati had a darshan of Mahapariva. And Mahapariva gave one title to my Paramaguru. He said, he asked one person, scholar next to him standing, and asked, do you know this shloka? Which shloka he asked? Says, Asupte Amrute Kalam Naye Vedanta Chintaya. That means what? There is a shloka which says, till the person goes to deep sleep and till the person has got the last breath, there is a person who thinks only Vedanta in the mind. Asupte Amrute Kalam Nayet Veda Nayet. The only thing that is leading the person is Vedanta Chintaya. Then he asked the scholar to tell the shloka and then said, this Swamiji who is sitting in front of you is epitomizing that shloka. Nobody in the world can be epitomizing the shloka than Sri Sachidananda Saraswati. He told in Kanchipuram this shloka many years back. So that is the greatness of the Parama Guru who started Vedanta. Asuptehe, that Acharya, our Mahaprabhu told about Parama Guru. Asuptehe, Amritehe, Kalam Nayet Vedanta Chintya. Other than Vedanta, nothing was in the mind of my Parama Guru. From morning to night. He has composed more than 350, 400 books in 3 languages. My Guruji used to say about my Parama Guru. Acharya Shankara knew only 1 language. My Guruji knew 3 languages, English, Sanskrit and Kannada. And then Acharya Shankara went through only one ashrama. One ashrama only Brahmacharyam and Sannyasam. My Guruji his Parama Guru has gone through Brahmacharyam, Grihasthan and then Vanapra Sannyasa. All ashramas enjoyed. So great knowledge is brought. Systematized Vedanta, which you are getting today in various ways. So enjoy, get the knowledge, be free, be ever happy. Om Shanti, 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 and take leave.